Hi guys, so today I want to talk about New Horizons since it has been almost 2 months. I think I'm not very good with dates, but I just want to talk about the game like a few months in and about where I stand with it, how other people in the Animal Crossing community stand with it, and all of that jazz, because I've been seeing some things said about New Horizons and it's not the greatest, so we're gonna talk about it. Also, I've been painting, so like ignore the mess. I didn't really have time to clean it up, but like I swear they're not cookies, they're actually earrings. I'm making earrings. Completely off topic with the video. So basically there has been some things going around Twitter which were basically saying that New Horizons is lacking in content, it's boring, it's repetitive, New Leaf was better, someone said it's a mess. So we're going to talk about that and I'm going to give my own opinions. This is basically my opinion video on what is being said because it's a very big thing at the minute about, is New Horizons boring, is it not? As you girl who has been playing Animal Crossing from a child, I thought I would sit and make a video about it. So I will say that my hours are, what are my hours? I think I'm at 220, which compared to the rest of the community probably isn't a lot. But even at 220 hours, I'm starting to notice that I'm playing it less. I have the motivation to play it. It's part of my routine. Literally every morning I wake up and it's like Animal Crossing, gotta talk to all my villagers, and I know that I'm going to continue wanting to play the game every single day. That is not an issue for me because I know that I have an attachment to my villagers and I want to see them every day and I want to give them gifts and see what's in the shops. So I think if you're, one, not a time traveller, and two, have an attachment to at least one of your villagers, you probably will still have the motivation to play the game every single day. But I'm finding I've got a 5-star island, I've got an S rank house, I've paid off all my house loans, and now it's got to the point where I'm like, well, what do I actually do now apart from check Nook's Cranny, Able Sisters and talk to my villagers, apart from when there is an event on? And that is not so much an issue for me because I really do love the game and I've been playing it from a child, so I know that I'm going to get my money's worth out of this game and I'm going to play it for absolutely years because I really do adore it. But I will say it's definitely lacking in content compared to New Leaf, but I also could not complain about that because I think the game has been out 2 months or less, possibly a little bit more. I'm really not sure on the time scale because I have a bad memory, but I think it's only been 2 months. Give the game a break, give Nintendo a break. They work so hard on this game and I know that some people feel as if it's lacking in content, but I really do trust Nintendo to just slowly release things for the game, because not even a month into the game they were like, here's Leaf, here's Reese and Cyrus back, and then they gave us that we've had 3 events now. I know that Nature Day wasn't like a massive amazing event, but that's how Nature Day has always been. And I know the museum stamps is like, to new players, like what? But as like an older fan, that's just how Animal Crossing events are. So I'm not mad about the events. Even though Bunny Day was a bit of a shambles and like everyone was terrified of Zipper, that was the best Bunny Day that we've ever had, because in past games events have never been on that scale. Wait, we've had 4 events because Nature Day, okay, we had Bunny Day, we had Nature Day, we had May Day, and now we have the museum event going on. So we've actually had 4 events in 2 months. That is a lot of events. We also have, I think the Nook Miles tours are a really good feature. This is what I have to say. There's features in New Horizons that we don't have in New Leaf, so that makes New Horizons better in that aspect, but there's features in New Leaf that we don't have in New Horizons, which makes New Leaf better in that aspect, and they kind of just weigh each other out, really. I can't say that one game is better than the other, because they all have different things going on in them which make them unique to each other. New Leaf definitely had more content, but New Leaf is very old now compared. If you look at the graphics comparison between New Leaf and New Horizons, you can just see the amount of difference in this game and how much effort New Horizons has took. And I know that's a difference between years and technology, and it's all developed since then, but you can really see how much detail and stuff that Nintendo put into New Horizons. And terraforming and being able to decorate your island is a beautiful feature, and I think if I go back to New Leaf, I will struggle with having a town where the only thing I can decorate it with is flowers and bridges, and I can't make my own paths, because you couldn't even decide where houses went in New Leaf. You couldn't even go on a tour and be like, I want this villager, or like have a villager just appear at a campsite and be like, yeah, I'm gonna take you. You know, we never had that option in New Leaf. In New Leaf, you would just wake up one morning and somebody like Barold would just have dropped his house directly in front of yours and ruined your front garden, or in the middle of a pathway, because they don't care. Like, we never had the option to move houses. There is so much freedom with the island in New Horizons, and I think that's why, because they've focused more on terraforming and getting a 5-star island. I feel like, okay, in my opinion, New Leaf was more about the villagers, and New Horizons is more about terraforming, getting a 5-star island, paying off loans, getting an S rank house, and that's kind of it. New Leaf was like a 5-star island, villagers, pay off all your loans, complete the museum. And I know that of course the museum is a big part in New Horizons, but it's not as focused on compared to previous games. But it obviously is a very big part of the game. I don't know, I've only had Red come to my island twice. It's like, how the hell am I ever supposed to complete this museum if this dude is rocking up twice a month? New Horizons is very lacking in special characters, but currently I will not complain about that, because literally they released Leaf and Reese and Cyrus very, very fast. I was mainly upset about Reese and Cyrus because I was like, these are my babies. I'm making Reese's apron right now. Like, I'm obsessed with her. And she just wasn't there, and Timmy and Tommy took their jobs. Thanks, Timmy and Tommy. But, like, I really miss them. And I also realised that Label didn't have a part of the shop, but then what happens, Label comes as an independent seller, and then Reese and Cyrus are announced for June, and then we have Leaf just appear in a special event, and I think they are slowly releasing the characters. And I know that we don't have Joan anymore, not really bothered about Joan, and we're pretty certain that Tortimer has died and they've gave him a little grave. So rest in peace, Tortimer. Nintendo did you dirty. So I don't know, I think if you're a fan of the game through previous games and you're very big with previous games, then you won't get bored of New Horizons as fast as first time players will. I do overall think that saying the game is boring is a little bit out there, because Animal Crossing isn't made to be this big, blown up, amazing gameplay, action, drama, Legend of Zelda thing, you know? It's just a wholesome game to sit and play and take your mind away from the outside world and live in just a little relaxing town, island, village, whatever, with all your cute little animals that you get to grow a relationship with. And a lot of people that are new players don't seem to see that, The game was originally created to literally help a man stop feeling lonely and get away from that big suburban workaholic life and just get into the world of wholesome joy, relaxation. There of course are a lot of new players who are absolutely lovely and really enjoy this game and are literally probably just as dedicated and in love with it as players that have grew up with the game, you know? But there are of course issues still, even if you are a long-term player. I'm noticing issues, but I feel like I'm not too worried about it because Nintendo know what they're doing, and I think they're just slowly releasing it, so they don't just throw a load of content at us and they're like, go to town with it, and then they know that everyone is going to abuse that content to the death and just eventually burn out. So I think that's why they're slowly releasing it, and I think it's a really good way of doing it because it's like as you start to be like, oh, I don't feel like playing Animal Crossing today, Nintendo are like, ha, content. So I am not particularly worried about the game being boring because I do think it's just a matter of time and trust within Nintendo. And Nintendo, if you prove me wrong and make me look like a fool, I swear to God. And I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I completely forgot what I was saying there. Thank you for 800 subscribers. I really appreciate it. When I get to 1,000, hopefully I'll get to 1,000, we'll see. I'm gonna do a Q&A, so my Instagram is linked below. I usually like put it on my story, so like you can go follow that so you can ask questions for when that actually comes. It might be a while, but now I'm gonna go. Bye bye.